We're going to get started now. Today's webinar is entitled Building Secure Networks Anywhere, and it's co-hosted by our esteemed members, VEI Global, and their partner, Aruba Networks. So we hope you enjoy the next 30 minutes or so. Please feel free to drop some questions that you may have into the chat. So timing permitting, we'll try to answer any questions that you have during or at the end of the session. And we're going to record the webinar, so you'll be able to view it on our website in the coming days. So without further ado, let's get started, and let me hand you over to our hosts, Bill Kenny from VEI Global and Owen Mulcahy from Aruba Networks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much. We're just starting with the video explaining who VEI Global are and what we offer. So please enjoy.
Communications technology has revolutionized the way we live, learn, and work. It's an ever-evolving landscape that shapes our daily lives and how we do business. From multi-site complex IT deployments to complete managed services, leading organizations demand optimal network design, lightning connectivity speeds, and watertight security to deliver improved experiences for their teams and customers. These demands can only be met by connecting with an innovative and trusted communications partner who is responsive to an organization's rapidly evolving needs. We are VEI Global. We transform the way you do business. We deploy global IT projects for organizations across all sectors, mobilizing teams from anywhere in the world, backed by 24/7 support, 365 days a year, setting you up for future growth. From greenfield sites to final completion, we deliver technology solutions that grow with buildings brick by brick. Organizations of all sizes require their workforces, teams, and contact centers to be connected, call by call. Our global retail partners rely on multi-site, secure, and reliable networked ICT solutions. We provide fast turn-up services with flexible connectivity that adapts to each transaction, store by store. In education and the era of connected classrooms and campuses, we enable secure and uninterrupted digital learning, device by device. For our manufacturing and logistic partners, we ensure seamless connectivity of machinery and technology across the entire production line, unit by unit. No matter what sector you work in, we partner with global organizations to digitally transform how you do business, both today and into the future. Working with solution providers, we bring cutting-edge technologies to power your connectivity. Wherever you are, wherever your teams and customers are, we are there. VEI Global, your trusted ICT partner for today and tomorrow. Communications technology.
So thanks very much. That was just a quick insight into VEI Global. Thank you, Bernadine, for having us, and thank you to the CIF for hosting the webinar for us, and for Owen for giving us his time today. I'll just run down who VEI Global are. We're in existence for about 14 years. We are based in Naas, where we have our head office. We also have our integration center in Naas, where we are able to stage equipment for deployment, test, and we do a lot of rollout work from the integration center. We employ about 35 staff. I would class ourselves as connectivity experts. We help around the design and installation of Wi-Fi networks, SD-WAN, 4 and 5G routing, and GSM boosting. So being able to pick up a GSM signal and boost it within buildings. Private 5G, we're becoming experts in there now at the moment, which is becoming more prominent. The quick schematic I have up here is around the construction industry. So where can we help? If you can see here, we can help on all aspects of construction company sites. From the greenfield site with no connectivity, we can install 5G router with Aruba switch and access points. We can also put in a Stella Doratus GSM boosting if there's no mobile signal. Head office, the same. Owen's going to go through a much better slide around where Aruba can be the core network of your business. We also can install Ericsson Cradle points into your head office as backup to your fiber if you wanted a backup circuit. If you're looking for cloud, we can install into a data center, and we can offer a full managed service against your whole network. We also supply telephone systems. If you're looking for a cloud-based phone system, we can install that. Just a couple of our clients on the next slide. There's just a breakdown of companies we do work for. We are a global company. A lot of the work we do around the world is for Irish companies where we've done work for them here and they've asked us to do it across the globe. We just on the construction businesses, we've just completed a project for Elliott's where we've installed an Aruba network for them on a temporary site for 18 months. Now, the way Elliott's wanted us to do that is on a rental agreement. So after 18 months, we can take that network back, so they didn't have to purchase it. For the McGrath Group, we put in a full Wi-Fi network for them across 250 apartments in Palmerstown. We also installed GSM boosting, which they used for intercoms and for the power charging in for the car chargers. With CIF, we work with Aruba and our partners Vodafone in installing an Aruba network across all their sites. As we say in our integration center, we're able to build the cabinets for them and get them delivered to their sites pre-tested and secure. Woody's and Chadwick's, we've done all of their sites now. We have installed their Wi-Fi networks. So just to give you an idea, we do an awful lot of work within construction. We only started doing work in construction in the last probably 2.5 years. Connectivity within the industry is growing massively. From before, we used to go to sites with just a laptop and a dongle to work. Now you have cameras, you have helmets with cameras on, everything needing connectivity. So connectivity is becoming really important. The last client I'd like to mention is the European Parliament, which we're just completing with Aruba at the moment, which is 52 European parliaments, where we're installing over 2,000 access points. So it's a major project. It just shows how secure Aruba are if the European Parliament are picking them as their partner. So I'm just going to hand over to Owen now, and hopefully you'll find it interesting looking at the Aruba products.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the introductions, guys. Okay, let's start by having a look at where Aruba have come from, the journey that we've taken with our customers over the past 20 years. So way back in 2002, Aruba were the new kid in the block, but we understood Wi-Fi, and we understood the requirements of that are required to actually ensure that we deliver good user experiences while connected to the Wi-Fi. Firstly, we need to understand what's going on with our environments, understand how every AP and client are performing so that we can use this data to adapt our environments to optimize for same. Enter Airwave. Airwave has evolved a lot over the past 20 years. With the additions of UC&C, so we've got visibility into those Skype for Business calls, even how they perform as a client moves from AP to AP. We've added third-party support for a unified view for multi-vendor customers to aid in their transition when they onboard with Aruba. We also then introduced the concept of visibility into the LAN for the first time to unify the wired and wireless portals to streamline operational overheads and so on. But that, in essence, is the goal of our continuous improvement that Aruba have captured over the past 20 years. In 2007, we saw the introduction of the iPhone, and with it, iPhone Envy entered our businesses. IT were soon informed that they needed to support these new types of devices, and BYOD was effectively born. Again, Aruba saw the benefits of enabling this for the end users, but acknowledged that there were new overheads and threats potentially being introduced into our environments, all of which we've addressed with Aruba ClearPass, a policy-based NAC solution that can dynamically adjust policy based on who is accessing the network, from what device, and from where. Ensuring all of our end users have access to what they need, but from a position of least privilege, which is fundamental in security, as Bill has been alluding to. In more recent years, we've redesigned our switching OS to be a cloud-native one, to deliver on that single pane of glass management for even our global customers. Now we can manage their wireless LAN, and SD branch all in a single pane of glass, all with rich APIs so that you can program the network with the dev tools of your choice, be it Ansible, Terraform, Python, etc. We then introduced the concept of live upgrades to the wireless LAN, which delivered zero downtime for our mission-critical customers. Absolutely mind-blowing. We then shortly introduced the concept of always-on PoE within the switching stack, so this can ensure that you can apply security updates to the switches without disrupting your business or users. Then we saw COVID redefining our perimeters. We now have more people accessing our data from outside of the business and outside of our controls. So again, our customers came to us and asked, it's like, Aruba, it's like, how can I regain the visibility and control that I've been used to? But now I need to be able to do so from anywhere. Those devices can reside outside of my business. So how can I control them? And again, Aruba answered this with their acquisition of Access, now branded Aruba SSE. These are just some of the reasons why customers have chosen to partner with Aruba, and some of the reasons why Gartner have positioned Aruba as a leader in the wireless Magic Quadrant for wired and wireless for the past 18 years. So this, in fact, is the 22 version of the same report. The 23 was just announced last week. I'm happy to share it once we have secured the rights to do so. So pretty much it's the same thing as what we're looking at here. It's ourselves and Juniper on the top right-hand side in terms of the most recommended by Gartner. So you might be thinking is like, can you show us what your solution looks like today with all this in mind? And this is it. This is our Edge Services platform. You can think of it like a high-level framework that encompasses everything that we do, and we allow it to be digested in a form that gives our customers a clear roadmap so they can embrace new technologies and understand concepts like zero trust and how to integrate them into their environments. Here, we're showing that no matter how your clients are connecting from a remote offices, home offices, branch offices, or no matter where your data resides, so in the data center or natively in the cloud, we are saying that we are going to connect those clients to your data. All of this is broken down into 4 different tiers in essence: connect, protect, automate, and adapt. Connect is pretty simple. Is that what we're saying here is that no matter how clients connect to your network, either be it on the wired, wireless, over the WAN, potentially on 5G, as Bill has been alluding to, or even headless devices like IoT, the likes of cameras, printers, etc. We are going to treat all those as unique snowflakes that they are, and apply policies en masse so that printers automatically will be adopted into printer VLANs and so on. Protect, here it's all about visibility. 1, understanding what's on my network. 2, ensuring that everything has been authorized and authenticated as such. If something ever happens within your environment, that something behaves a little bit differently all of a sudden, we've got dynamic segmentation as part of our solution. This is a fantastic solution where we can actually bounce clients like a printer that all of a sudden have started behaving more like a laptop. It's like being able to integrate into other third-party tools and embrace the concepts of zero trust. Automate, from zero-touch provisioning of sites to full data orchestration. We've got you covered with the industry-leading AI. Adapt, again, here we're talking about, we've got customers with different financial situations or skill sets. So we have the tools in place to allow you to adapt to your needs. Is like, be it financial or operational. So we've got the tools now to offer our entire portfolio as a service. So you can have network as a service from partners like VEI.
It just on that, you don't have to do a full rip and replace at the start. You can gradually move on to the Aruba network. Would that be correct?
Absolutely. So that's a very valid point, Bill. Is like, you can think of the whole lot of it like Lego bricks in essence, or a framework that individual components will operate in standalone mode, but they will be enhanced by clicking them together in essence. So yes, we've got lots of customers that really want to accelerate time to value. And sometimes then that is when we would look at doing buybacks of their existing equipment. Some of the stuff that they might have evolved the last couple of years might have some residual value that we can look at. Again, HPE are the leader in terms of recycling and upcycling of IT equipment. So happy to have conversations in around that as well, Bill. Jumping back onto our AI specifically, let me give you a sneak preview into what our next generation UI for Aruba Central is going to look like. Here you'll see that we've got AI powered in the center and an operator-centric approach to the whole thing. So what does that mean? It's like straight away, when you log into the new Aruba Central, you will see solar system type navigation, where you can see at a moment's notice how your network is performing, how your clients are performing, whether if any of them have got issues on the network, even outside of the network itself, like DHCP and DNS. We're constantly monitoring these network dependent services and reporting this back up to make your job a little easier. If there's any security vulnerabilities detected within your environment, if a version of code has been released that patches it, we will tell you that you need to update your security. And with the likes of always on PoE, now we can truly enable these things without being disruptive. We're going to first see the network, industry first network time travel, in essence. We've all got phone calls over the years from end users saying, X wasn't working earlier in the day, Y, I can't access Y. It's like, but usually if they don't tell you right then and there, it's like, there's pretty much nothing we can do about it. Not true anymore. It's like if you get a call and say there was a problem at 1 o'clock in the day, you can zoom into 1 o'clock in the day and drill into what was happening specifically on your network at that time. With AI-driven assurance as well, it will actually have worked out what was going on that network at the time. And you can see here, it's like we were experiencing client issues because of a missing VLAN along that data path. Absolutely game-changing in terms of visibility. We've got a new sunburst topology view. So again, this will adapt to how your environment is. So as you drill into individual sites, individual buildings, or campuses, this will populate in the same sunburst style view and highlight any areas that might need attention. In here, we can see a single switch is running a little high from a memory point of view. The last thing I'd like to touch on in terms of the new UI is that we've gone to a device agnostic configuration as well. What does that mean? It's like typically we would configure APs, switches, and a lot of the time it's kind of a case of allow all, unfortunately. That isn't the best from a security standpoint. So we're introducing a device agnostic view. So in this example, we are enabling finance to be available within this site. So those roles and policies are already pre-crafted in Aruba Central, and by checking these boxes, they'll automatically be pushed down to site, which is pretty cool.
So, sorry, Owen, does that mean that like you can categorize your employees, whatever, and give them certain accesses? Is that the way that works?
Exactly, Bill. Yeah. So again, this would be coming from the concept of least privilege. So understanding what each user group requires. Finance is obviously going to be unique. They're going to be the only ones that require access to financial services and stuff like this. Someone like myself in sales, I need access to Salesforce and or internal resources for PowerPoints and stuff like this. But all of these things can be pre-crafted in essence, Bill, and applied via policy, which is a new way of doing things. Thank you for that question.
It's a massive time saver, I'm sure, for the administrating teams on networks, that they can have all these pre-rules set.
100%. It's like we've actually got some statistics on that itself in terms of the return on investment from Aruba that we can actually, or what our customers have realized in reality from rolling out such a solution. But yes, that is one of the key points. Another interesting differentiators that Aruba can do is, I talked a little bit about our SSE offering a little earlier. It's access. What this is if you were not the primary contractor on site, you might be using someone else's network, but you still need access to your own applications. This is again where access will fit in. And you can have a client or a client-less approach to this, which is fantastic. So you don't even need an agent potentially on your device when we're talking about rolling this out. The really nice thing about it is that we've built our cloud across all of the 4 major cloud providers. Azure, AWS, GCP, and Oracle. So you've got resilience across public cloud providers when you're embracing a technology like this. We even use AWS's backbone so that if you're a global customer and you've got applications being held in Ireland, it's like there's going to be latency introduced by routing this across the internet. Again, being able to use AWS's backbone, we're reducing that latency down to milliseconds as opposed to potentially pushing into the high digits of 60 milliseconds plus 100 milliseconds, where then you're starting to run into application problems. But having this, being able to accelerate those things and adapt to what's going on across these public clouds, so you get the best possible performance the entire way. We're also simplifying the policy and inspecting all traffic from internet, SaaS, and legacy applications. We even can support the likes of SSH. So if you need to have remote workers come into site, you can offer them out SSH connections to individual switches that will automatically keylog every single command that has been inputted into that, so you can learn from this afterwards. It's like a fantastic tool. We are securing RDP and VoIP sessions as well, all over the internet via our Access Cloud. So the secure web gateway is one element of this. So again, lots of customers are asking us about how to control DNS, how to control what their employees access while out and about on corporate devices. We can do that with secure web gateways. CASB, again, is Cloud Access Security Broker. So this is talking about integrating into your other cloud apps and having us be a layer above it to just ensure that ZTNA is being delivered, zero trust networking architecture. And of course, we can access into the public cloud and or your own databases as well. We can drop connectors into your on-prem sites and securely offer out individual applications to the relevant users. Again, a bit of a game changer. So the ultimate goal of these types of solutions is moving from a traditional architecture where users might be accessing your network today via VPN. It's like the only problem with a VPN is the fact that there's a lot of tromboning going on. And typically when you land on the edge firewalls, you are getting all access. So if this user is compromised and they've got a VPN and they're connecting to the network, they get pretty much access to anything they want within this network. And that's not a great thing for security going forward. So again, by embracing Atmos and Access as technologies, SSE would be the wider umbrella that these would all fall in under. We are ensuring that all clients are connecting in, no matter where they're coming from, HQ, DC, or branches. They're all connecting into a resilient cloud with full visibility and control over where your data resides. Okay, moving on to our sustainability. Because I just wanted to touch a little bit on this because it's very relevant to how modern networks are deployed and even financed, is like in terms of why would we want to do something like this? Are we going to get more or less? So IT efficiency is synonymous, of course, with sustainable IT operations. And modern networks can absolutely optimize resource and lower power consumptions. I'm going to talk a little bit in the next slide exactly how we do this and introduce the operational efficiencies, how our products are made and how they work. So here you will see that we have intelligent power management, which minimizes AP consumption by up to 50%. Again, we've got AI and machine learning working in the background across our millions of devices that are now connecting into Aruba Central. And we can actually understand whether we can reduce power or not. We've even introduced the concept of a green AP, so that if you've got a large campus and multiple APs where you would see waves of activity during the day and then quiet periods at night, why not have your network be intelligent enough to be able to turn off those APs? Right now, we're making recommendations in terms of X amount of APs in customers' environments can be completely turned off, and we will gradually wake them back up as people start moving into the buildings. Extremely slick.
So it's saving money as well as saving the planet, Owen.
Exactly. Well, all these things are required, unfortunately, Bill, in the corporate world that we live in. It's like if we can't save money, we need to make money in essence. And this is very much in the saving money and good for the environment. So it's a double win for everyone. And then we've got energy efficient Ethernet. where again, we are optimizing power distribution and reducing draw based on inactivity. So again, being able to understand whether we need all the radios enabled on APs, we can dynamically shift these on and off. And our power supplies even, it's like 80% plus efficient. It's like what we're stating here is that under a 20 to 50% load, they're at least 80% efficient across the lot. And then when we're moving into the 100% load, they're at least 90% efficient. So again, this is phenomenal compared to where we have come from in terms of energy efficiency and power supplies. And of course, smaller real estate and smaller footprint. What does this mean? It's like we can do more with less is the reality now. So there's less overall power and less overall cooling required to keep these devices in operational state. And of course, a major one for everyone on the call is we can deliver with these AI type tools up to 70% or 75% less tickets being raised because of this AI rich tools that we've got in the background that are presenting up issues to the operators before they actually become aware by the end users. So day one is pretty simple with us. If you arrive on site, it's like drop on your cabinet. It's like it's a question of how do we get up and running immediately? So I would encourage you to work with us in terms of designing standards in around this. So maybe a small, medium, and large site. A small one might be just like this, a single gateway, potentially with LTE built in, a 24-port switch, potentially, a rack, maybe on wheels. It's like, so the guys in VEI, day one, when your cabinet is dropped, they can roll this on site. If you can deliver us power, you're up, you're running, you're connected in minutes. So there aren't any calls into back office to get procurement working on a project. Instantly, we're delivering time to value here for you. And again, it's like as this scales up, as sites scale up, is like you can add in devices at a modular level to expand it. We've got a huge range of APs in terms of indoor, outdoor, and even the remote access points here, so that you can take home and work from home in the exact same scenario that you are used to in the work environment. So that's pretty much for myself, but before I pass on to the guys, I'd just like to tell you about what our customers say about us. So there's an enterprise strategy group have produced a report that they went on and talked to our customers about what they realized from embracing Aruba. And the figures are very impressive. It's like 67% of customers said that they now have lower administrative costs, 95% of which comes down to not having to categorize devices that are connecting to it, understanding what's connecting to it, and applying the correct security policies for those particular device types. 62% of time is spent, less time spent managing these individual devices. Again, through AI, we are being able to optimize these things and understand if they're starting to fall out of sync, we can reboot them and stuff like this. Again, all these things required manual intervention in the past. And 69% of people found that daily administration tasks had been reduced, again, freeing them up to do more important work, new projects that drive more revenue for the businesses. And of course, because of our zero-touch provisioning, 48% of customers found that deploying, onboarding, and configuring new devices was a breeze because, again, day one when you arrive on site, these devices can inherit a configuration that resides in the cloud and automatically configure your secure network. And that's it.
That was great. Thank you very
guys.
much. There's loads of detail and things there for people, but if you want to come back and ask us any questions, it's great. A couple of things I'd just like to bring up. When you're purchasing an Aruba network, as we said, it isn't a full rip and replace. This can be done gradually. VEI and Aruba can help plan out over a 2-3 year period how we migrate you onto a proper Aruba secure network. Purchasing the network, it can be purchased through subscription or it can be purchased once off, whichever way you feel it'd be best for the organization. Within VEI, we are connectivity experts. So if you do have issues on site, it may be Wi-Fi, it may be GSM, it may be a circuit not being delivered or given the proper capacity that you require, contact us. We can help, we can assist. So I'd like to thank the CIF for their time today, and Owen in Aruba, and I'd like to thank you guys for joining us. If you have anything that you want to talk to us on, please feel free to contact us. Thanks very much, Bernadine, again, and we hope to see you all soon.
So before we close, thanks very much to everybody for attending. Delighted to see those of you online as we speak, and we're happy to share the video, the webinar thereafter. It will be available on our website shortly. So without further ado, goodbye to all. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again.